You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today, but what do we got? Who are we starting with? Oh, it's our good old friend Beer Cheese. What's up, Beer Cheese?
Brian, Beer Cheese, Benny. Continuing off my last call, because actually I said so much that I forgot to say what the other things I was going to say, but...
All right.
How about Jameson Williams? Look at that big contract. Got locked down by Valentine. Really, dude? Come on, man. I mean, like I said, guys, you have the pass rush. Corners don't really matter. And we have the safeties, too.
Sure.
And, speaking of safeties, how about frickin' Evan Williams? How about him with that interception? I saw this video after the fact, when the game was over. It was Packers fans after the interception just chanting, Jared Goff! Jared Goff! I was like, this is awesome, dude. Oh, I'm on top of the world, Ryan. This is not good. This is not good. We can't be on top of the world. We have to relax. But, yeah, dude. Just the fact that, they got to the red zone all those times, I thought one time they were going to score, and, especially after, it was, I wish we would have put them away earlier, because then they gave the ball back, punted it back. I'm like, well, here we go.
Right.
Here comes where they give them momentum. I think I even texted you. I'm like, here's where they give Detroit all the momentum they need. And they didn't, really. I mean, well, they did, but...
Well, I think that's what NFL fans, Packer fans in particular, who have not really had very good defenses most of the time, that's what we're used to. I talked about that yesterday in that Vikings-Bears review, where it's like, if you don't capitalize and go score, they're going to come back. And so when you feel like you missed an opportunity, you missed points, you end up punting or something, you're like, man, we're letting them hang in the game, and here they come roaring, because you can just feel it. It's one of those things we don't know it. It's just intuition because we've watched so many football games. We know how this frickin' goes. Here they come again. What we're not used to are really good defenses, at least not from this side of the watching situation. It's not to say it'll never happen, that a team will come back and rival, whatever the word I'm looking for is, and even go on to win the game or at least rally back and nearly win the game. But it is to say that that's the difference between a typical average to subpar to bad defense and a really good defense. That's just that's fine, I don't care. Aren't you gassed and you're tired and now you're going to let them back or whatever? You're going to start playing soft, playing scared. It's no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're saying stupid things to me right now.
Life failed. But now you're seeing that Ben Johnson really was that important to them. That, or their players really are not that good. It goes either way. Because...
it's going to be hard to parse that out. We'll maybe get a better idea of that over the season. I'm certainly not counting out the Lions. Again, I thought they played disciplined football. I don't think they necessarily look... It's hard to know, how much of it was them looking bad and how much of it was the Packers doing what they did. I mean, I'm having a hard time pinpointing, aside from their inability to block, but again, is that more the Packers or is that Detroit? The interior of that offensive line, like I said, that was my biggest concern for them, and that was a concern. But also situational football, not having Ben Johnson, is that going to hurt? I thought maybe we'd get some clarity in that Chicago game, but I didn't really get a ton of clarity because I don't know that Ben Johnson did a bad job. I don't think he's done anything by way of, fixing Caleb or, what would you say, having a team that's ready and raring to go. I mean, the penalties were all. I mean, that's a Dan Campbell thing apparently, the discipline and all that. I think Ben Johnson is kind of like probably more like a Matt LaFleur. He is a play caller. He's a schemer. And if you give the guy some, good tools to work with, like in Detroit, he can make it look pretty cool. But he doesn't have that. So the question kind of becomes, and again, I don't know how elite Ben Johnson is compared to other good play callers. And we may never know because I couldn't tell what the offense was trying to do because Caleb just kept throwing checkdowns all day. But this is one of those things that we'll learn over time. If the Lions go on to continue to be bad, if they, for example, lose to Chicago, that changes everything in my mind in terms of what's going on now. Like, Detroit must be really struggling for something. I mean, it's in Detroit. Chicago looked terrible against Minnesota. Now I don't know what's going on. Not that you need to read too much into that, but it's just going to raise a ton of questions. But I genuinely thought Detroit looked decent. Maybe not the defense as much, I don't know. But the offense they were just suffocated. There was nowhere to go. They had to get the ball out quickly because of the pass rush. The run defense was beautiful by Green Bay, and maybe half of that is Green Bay and half of it is their offensive line, I don't know. But obviously the best of both worlds is that Detroit is suffering massively because they don't have their two coordinators, and Chicago is not going to benefit from getting Ben Johnson. And it's looking like that's at least a possibility at this point.
In my opinion, dude, if you have good enough players, all you need is a semi-decent coordinator. Now, I mean, this is one game, so, I mean, who knows? Maybe, this John Morton guy, he helps them and adjusts. But, again, if you have the good enough players, you should be able to win no matter what.
Unless you're going up against a very good team.
We need to just sign him to the biggest defensive coordinator contract in NFL history.
I agree.
I don't want him to leave, okay?
Right.
This is the best defensive coordinator we've ever had. Please don't leave us, Halfley. Just freaking sign him, man. Blink check, bro.
It's going to be Vic Fangio all over again. We're going to have finally, for the first time since Reggie was here, the number one defense in football. And it's just going to be dominant and scary, and he's going to get hired away as a head coach. It's not going to go well, so that's going to be a failure, and our defense is going to fall off a cliff, and it's just going to be the worst thing ever.
I don't care. Money's not even real anyway. So, yeah, dude. Let's friggin' go. Go, Pack, go.
I agree. I mean, policy, dude. What renovations really need to happen? Can we postpone some renovations and just give Halfley like a massive head coaching contract as a DC? Like, bro, I'll pay you head coach money. I don't care. But you stay as the DC. We'll probably find somebody that'll be fine. And maybe he doesn't get hired away. There are reasons not to. But I think there are just too many reasons. I mean, the fact that he's such a good leader and such a good coach and such a good teacher, it's going to be tough to keep that freaking guy, man. It just is. But again, kind of like you said, if you have good players, you only need a decent coordinator. The Packers found Halfley. We all had a huge list of guys that we thought would be fantastic. They hired Halfley, and it wasn't disappointing in terms of, like, I don't like Halfley, but it was just kind of, man, we got some pretty good. Are you sure about this? Because some really good guys that are out there. I don't really, and look how well it's gone. So, point is, maybe they can do it again. I don't know. Beer Cheese Part 2.
Ryan, Beer Cheese, I need one more thing before I go to work and do my little victory strut at work. Ooh, baby. We need a laughing at the enemy. I mean, seriously. Because...
So here's the situation on that. I haven't recorded it yet. I think we're going to sneak in a laughing at the enemy. It might just be a half an episode. We have no time. Tomorrow, I have to record the Game Day podcast. Usually today would be sort of here's an overview of Washington. Tomorrow is the game day. I guess we could do it all in one, kind of shorten up the overview of Washington. And today is just laughing at the enemy. But I don't know.
Lions fans are ridiculous, man. And Bears fans, let's laugh at them too, like always. Vikings fans, I don't know. They haven't really pissed me off, really. And we need Gary to do it. I would love to hear Gary's take on, like, these things. I don't know how you could do that. If you can't do that, that's fine. But Gary's hilarious. He's a kind of a savage.
That would be kind of an interesting way to... Then I could do everything I need to do and just have Gary handle some of the other stuff. But I like doing laughing at the enemy, so I don't know. We'll see.
And I just need him to absolutely just freaking comedically destroy. Yeah. Honestly, dude, I myself wish that stupid stick radio guy had a call-in show, and I would call in and just start laughing. I'm like, you guys realized, and you thought you were doing something. What time of possession? Hang the banner. 1 time of possession against the Packers in Week 1, 2025. Oh my gosh. I wish I could call in doing trolling. That guy's just like either a professional troll or like actually a freaking idiot. Actually, I think he's both. Because I think he actually believes the things he's saying.
Right.
But anyways, I would love a laughing at the enemy, Ryan. Thank you. Go Pack Go.
I understand, and I shall do my best. It would be a disservice. The amount of people that have reached out. I mean, to be honest, let's just put it, there is a possibility that that's all I'm good for. That really people tune in just to see if I did a laughing at the enemy, and otherwise is like, yeah, fine, I guess I'll listen to them analyze things, quote unquote. Because whenever something bad happens, man, I get flooded with, I need a laughing at the enemy. All right, fine. Fine. I guess I'm just a piece of meat to you people.
Brian, I've made this phone call before.
All right.
This off season, and I'm going to make my exact same point, because I don't know if people have truly embraced this or understand this, but this is what makes sense to me, because it shouldn't make sense any other way. All right, so you have the Devontae Adams trade, you have the Aaron Rodgers trade, 3 drafts in a row. We have 12 picks. We have a 8-pick draft this last season. All right, all those guys are still on our roster. Yes, like we lost maybe 2 guys from the 3 draft classes that are like the 12.
Don't leave.
That's 9 to 10 guys in 3 classes. They're all contributors. They're all on our roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not supposed to happen that way. People are wondering like how were the Eagles so good last year? Well, the Eagles hit a lot of high end talent, and they actually also had a lot of free agent depth and trade depth overlapping. So it's just a I don't know. It's just a just having riches on your roster basically, because you just got all the depth. So it doesn't really matter if somebody gets hurt because you got somebody that's of an equal quality. And a lot of the guys were good on the Eagles, but there are also guys that got hurt where it's like you got Zach Vaughn, but because there's so much depth everywhere else, Zach Vaughn looks like a superstar, right? Well, the Packers, they got, I would argue, more depth players than the Eagles did last year. It's just now everybody's coming into age because you got year 4 for the first year of the Adams trade. You got year 3 of the Aaron Rodgers trade, that was the initial stuff of it, or maybe year 2, but like all that stuff is all coming to age, and it's just not supposed to be that way. And
yeah.
I would argue we have about 10 depth players we're not supposed to have. That increases the level of competition, all right? And this is not like a division-winning football team. This is a Super Bowl caliber roster. This team could win a Super Bowl just for the simple fact that every week, injuries or not, we're going to be a better roster than anybody else we walk out there. We lost Tom, Morgan, Morgan was in, but we lost Tom and Aaron Banks during the game, and did we notice that Aiden Hutchinson was on the field?
I literally didn't know Banks went out.
We had the depth. Like, who would have thought Darian Kennard would step in and block Aiden Hutchinson for a few series and not even know Aiden Hutchinson was there?
And we have a first-round pick coming in at left guard.
I certainly didn't. I thought it would be Jordan Morgan goes to right tackle and all this stuff, but apparently not. But apparently Darian Kennard's a player, so that's all I got. Go Pack Go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, depending on who gets hurt, how many people get hurt. We saw it with Detroit last year, and you could say they don't have the depth we have, and that's probably true. But there is always going to be a limit. So injuries are going to matter. But yeah, they are, as far as being primed to be a Super Bowl team, this team is built for it. Like you said, they have the talent, they got the quarterback, they have the coach, they have the defense. Those are really the things I've been saying forever. I mean, it's quarterback, coach, and defense. You know, when you look at the Packers' defenses, I forget the exact numbers, but I've looked at it before, and it's like when they cross this threshold, it's a Super Bowl. I mean, that's it, defensively. I mean, just it's only happened like twice, maybe 3 times, and one was 2009, and that's why I always said 2009 was actually the year that we should have had it happen, but it didn't. But you look at that, all the other minor components that are beneficial, and then also depth that'll just help you in case that fluky injury bug comes and starts taking you out. And we might even be on the better side of that with guys starting to get healthy. You get Christian Watson back. You know, we'll see about Lloyd. I don't know how big of a asset he is, but it certainly wouldn't help or hurt from a depth standpoint to get Marshawn Lloyd back. I mean, we got guys on the practice squad that I think could come in and contribute. You know, I'm not talking necessarily elite, but depending on who we're talking about, you call them up, I think they'll be fine. So, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I don't want to fall into the trap of now or never. And there's no such thing as a guarantee. There just isn't. But you couldn't ask for a much better setup than this. And if you're Brian Gutekunst, you're feeling pretty vindicated right now in terms of, you know, should we revisit the whole, I hear that policy might want to move on from Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst? Like, should we have that conversation real quick, or should we let that go for a couple weeks? Because that is starting to sound like the dumbest conversation of the entire offseason.
Just to, finish up my point, though, because I started rambling at the end, but think about, all right, this is a stupid example, but think about what they've been saying about tariffs. It was going to take its time to work through the system and see the effects of tariffs, and now they have layoffs and stuff, right? Who cares about tariffs? This is just a perfect example because it takes time. Well, now, all the stuff with trading Rodgers, all the stuff with trading Adams, Rodgers, all that starting to work through the system. All these guys that we have replaced people with, the depth, the multiple shots at multiple positions, Tucker, even Musgrave had a catch, even though he fell. All these guys, Wooden, Brooks, all these guys are coming to age. And now it's our time, all right? Because you look at those trades, Adams and Rodgers, and you think, oh, we got Edrin Cooper out of it, we got Van Ness out of it. Van Ness isn't that good. Cooper's good. That's probably your only guy. But really, you look at all of it and what those picks were allowed us to do in the draft, and this is our pinnacle. This is our peak. We get this year and next year. After, there's a lot of decisions where we have to make decisions on paying people. And yes, we could still keep replacing guys in the draft, but I've been saying for a while we'd hit so many guys, and I don't know if we can keep getting that lucky. But this depth thing we have, it's a 2-year window with this current depth we have, and I think this is our shot. This is Jordan's best shot. This is LaFleur's best shot, and this is our time. Let's go. Go Pack, go, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a good position. And the Packers are very good at this. Is the one good thing about the Packers is when they are positioned well, they're positioned well. Some teams, it's like, holy crap, it's a good thing because we got 1 year to roll. You know, the Rams are, I mean, unless they can reload at quarterback real quick, they're obviously in a very short and tenuous window with a guy that's got a real high re-injury risk. He's got a back injury like Parsons, but I think it's actually like a disc. So that's much more serious. The Packers are hitting, and it's like, I mean, they're still the youngest team in football. And yeah, you're not going to have 12 picks a year, so you're not going to be able to replenish as easily as you're probably going to lose. But financially, they're doing very well. The drafting seems to be going well. Just the way they've handled this and the way that they're set up. I mean, this is a group that's going to continue. You talk about like they're going to have to lose people. I mean, yeah, guys are going to go. But what I want to discourage is the idea that we're going to have to get rid of core players because we can't afford to pay them. I saw somebody talk about Tucker Kraft or somebody else has to go. I'm like, bro, Tucker's not going anywhere. It was, who was it? Like Tom or Tucker? Or Tom is already paid. It was somebody else like that where they're a core player and there's just no chance. Tucker is never, ever, ever going anywhere. There's no way he's going anywhere. Who the heck was it? It wasn't necessarily Elton, because Elton's getting older. The point is, there are guys that you could talk about possibly leaving, but it's not necessarily financial. These are questions no matter what. Elton's age, we have to have a discussion about how long he's here. And that conversation is going to start as soon as this past offseason. Questions about Rashid in terms of, can we afford him not just outright, but can we afford him as a backup if we're going to actually move Morgan into that spot? Probably not. You can't compete with the pricing that's going to be on him that other teams are willing to pay to put him on your bench. There probably will be a question about Watson or Romeo. There doesn't necessarily have to be. It kind of depends on the market. But again, that kind of comes down to how many guys can you pay? Because presumably you're going to pay Reed. And at some point you're going to pay Golden. And that's a little bit further down the line. But you're going to have to pay Tucker. And Josh Jacobs has already made... So you're talking... When you look at all the position guys, obviously it was extremely cheap, and then they all kind of hit around the same time. It becomes a question of cost-benefit. If Dobbs ends up being your wide... Let's just say Christian and Golden and Reed are ahead of Dobbs, which seems crazy, but it's not the craziest thing that could happen. How much are you willing to pay your wide receiver for? Again, it's not so much a Micah Parsons is here, so now we have to cut this core piece. It's just a general question. What is a wide receiver for worth? If he was our wide receiver 1, would we cut him? No. So it's not a financial thing. It's a due diligence thing or whatever. All right. Somehow this has been 20 minutes already. So why don't we take a break? We'll come back and we got Aaron.
Hey Ryan, this is Aaron. I haven't called in a while because I went to Chicago like a month ago and I got really sick from it. Like I got bronchitis and I haven't had a voice for a while. And the Packer game last night didn't really do much to help me get my voice back. Let me just say that. But I'm just gonna start off by responding to one of your Packernet After Dark calls, and you were talking about animals and how we feed them and everything.
Yeah.
For the most part, I kind of agree. Like the only reason that I've ever given my dog any like of the fancy dog food that you have to do whatever is because like it's my parents' dog. So he's a big mama's boy, right?
Yep.
And so whenever my mom goes on vacation or goes anywhere and I have to watch him, he doesn't eat food because he also has a lot of anxiety. So the only way to coax him to eat food is giving him better stuff. Because then he sees it as people food and he likes people food.
Sure.
Like he'll eat cheese all day long.
Oh, jeez.
But
I was mocking all the people that are like, oh, you can't feed your dog that. And then you're like, if you feed him cheese. And I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know if you should give your dog too much cheese. I mean, you shouldn't give a human too much cheese. You know what I mean?
Not his own food. Like, he can literally go. He's gone, like, 4 or 5 days without eating just because out of his nerves.
Sure.
So anyways, but back to the Packers. Holy crap. Okay, so what it kind of felt like last night for the Micah Parsons front was it kind of felt like Hafley being like, kind of using it as like a preseason game in a way where he's like, how can I use this guy? And holy crap. Every time Parsons was on the field, something happened.
Yes.
The only way they could stop him, and they didn't even stop him this way, was hands to the face. Literally grabbing his face mask with no penalties.
Yeah. A lot of throat grabbing.
Way to stop Micah Parsons? Like, dude. And even when he wasn't on the field, this defense was just absolutely obliterating that Lions offensive line. Like, oh man, that defense is fun. And if this offense can hold up, like without Golden even being much of a part of the offense at all. Woo! Whoa! Just get Musgrave off the damn field though. Like, what's that guy doing? I didn't think I'm okay.
You guys leave my buddy alone.
He apparently tackled himself. Otherwise, that was the universe saving me. Like, that was the one play in the game that my ADHD kicked in, and I was off doing something else. But anyways, that was such a beautiful win. Oh man, Thursday can't come soon enough. Bring out more Micah Parsons. He knows the Commanders pretty well. So, anyways, I'm coming up 3 minutes. Peace out.
A-Town down. Y'all gotta stop picking on my dude Musgrave, man. You're hurting my feelings here.
Here again. I wasn't gonna call back, but I wanted to give a couple special shout-outs for this game.
Okay.
Because I feel like there are some people that don't get enough credit usually, and that would be players like LVN, who did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Like that guy. Oh man, it feels like I think he would even take a step without Micah being there, but just the presence of having Micah Parsons on the field was absolutely incredible. It was awesome. And then Daniel Whalen, like
monster.
Okay, no words for Daniel Whalen. I love punting. I was a goalkeeper in high school, and for soccer, goalkeeper in high school.
Sure.
And oh man, seeing how he kicks, it's just it's just ridiculous. Sorry, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I get it.
But yeah, I don't know. Like another fun thing that I noticed, like if you watch the Micah Parsons sack where he's just chasing him down, chasing down Goff like the lion that he is, like if Micah Parsons was an actual lion.
Or is he a cheetah? I'm just saying.
I love Carl Brooks. Like once he sees what's going on, he just kind of slows down and stops and is like, "You go get him, kid." And it was like just kind of knew from like the moment that he saw like this heat-seeking missile chasing down Jared Goff. Like he knew that Goff did not have a chance and was like, "Yeah, that's all good." But yeah, Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. Like when you're just like slandered all off season and last season for your drops, and you come back and have a game like you did with some absolutely phenomenal catches. Big shout out to those dudes. Yeah. And this Kennard guy who had to come in for Tom looked really, really good as a replacement or a tackle. So yeah. Anyways, like I said, on to Thursday. We'll see how Thursday goes. That's going to be another big test because you got a completely different kind of quarterback than Jared Goff in Jaden Daniels. And so now we're going to be able to see basically the complete opposite end of really good offenses. Of like, we had a pocket passer that we can just like take out of the game. How can we do that with Jaden Daniels, who is a pretty mobile quarterback?
Right.
But yeah, also shout out to Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields. Hey,
Good
the
game.
Bears weren't the problem with Keenan Allen and Justin Fields, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, old man, you get it, boy. I mean, brother, friend, pal, buddy, I don't know.
Boy. I thought I didn't watch that whole game. I wish I could have. Just watching Red Zone, so I got little clips here, but I thought Rodgers looked good. I mean, he's obviously not as mobile as he used to be, so if there's pressure, it looks a little bit ugly, but that whole throwing on the run, throwing dots and whatnot, it was pretty. It was pretty. I would still end up being kind of skeptical, because again, anytime you can identify weaknesses, it's tough to win in the NFL. The NFL is so good at exploiting weaknesses. So we'll see. We'll give it a little bit of time, and that's the thing with the NFL too, is once everybody kind of sees what you're doing, if there's something new, the Lions with their offensive and defensive coordinators, and the Bears with Ben Johnson, and the Jets with all their new stuff, and the Steelers, everybody's new and everybody's doing it. By a quarter of the way through the season, halfway through the season, 3/4 of the way through the season, everybody kind of knows what you're doing and knows the best way to attack you, and it's a question of can you overcome it? And it's only the teams that can overcome those things that are going to succeed. If this is just kind of a gimmick that we worked up all off season to minimize your problems and all that, it ain't going to work. They're going to figure out how to exploit you.
Hey, I this is my third time calling, but I'm pretty happy right now.
It's all right.
Remember, like, last year we traded Preston away, and we were like, oh, I guess our number 2 edge rusher is going to be Van Ness and maybe Inigbare, and it's going to be great, right? Well, it's like, now our number 2 rusher is Rashawn Gary.
Yep.
And our number 3 is our Preston Smith replacement, and it seems like he might be better than Preston Smith. I'm pretty pleased. Pretty pleased.
Also, just want to remind everybody, and if you're listening, some of you know that I'm talking directly to you. How many people wanted to say after we got rid of Razul, and how many people after we got rid of Preston wanted to talk about how the Packers and Brian Gutekunst aren't serious about winning, that they're giving away all these people and doing all this stuff. Where's Preston right now? Where's Razul? Do you wish we still had them on the team? Same with Rodgers, by the way. Do you wish that was our team right now? Rodgers and Preston and Razul were still here? Is that what you would have wanted? Are you of the belief that they were so elite at the time, even though we weren't winning anything anyways, that that we would have won, and so it would have been okay that we don't have the team that we have right now? Do you understand the value and the virtue of being patient and just going through the process the right way and keeping a clean cap and a young football team so that you can have sustained success? Because eventually that sustained success, I mean, there's all different kinds of sustained success. There's sustained success where you barely make it to the playoffs and you weren't actually that good, and then there's sustained success where, holy crap, you're the best team in football. But you want to try to stay up. All this go all in and don't ever cut the old crotchety people, because then you don't, I mean, it's so stupid. But nobody wants to think long term. Everybody's always got to think short term. Oh, how could you get rid of somebody like Preston Smith? How could you get rid of Razul Douglas? Blah, 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 blah.
This is Eric from Madison.
Yeah.
On that whole taunting subject, the only thing that I can come up with, protect the kids, yeah, that's its own thing, but I don't support it, but the NFL's trying to have cooler heads prevail, right? You have somebody whooping up on you all game, and someone standing over them taunting, and I mean, God forbid, it's awful, but it escalates into more and more altercation throughout the game, which is what they're hopefully trying to reduce, I guess. I don't know. Additionally, thoughts on the game. With how excited I was with Parsons out there and how good the offense looked, I completely forgot we don't have Christian Watson yet. Everything's going to open up even more when we've got Golden and Watson out on the field together.
Right.
And then as far as Parsons go, I mean, the fan experience of watching him in Green Bay versus, catching highlights of him in Dallas here and there. It's like you had respect before, but it's an entirely different animal when you watch him in the green and gold.
Yes.
I don't know. It was a good day to be a Packer fan.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the taunting thing, I get that, and you're probably right that is part of what they're thinking. I think that's completely idiotic. I mean, this idea of, rather than punishing actual bad behavior, we're going to punish things that there's nothing wrong with because it could lead to bad behavior. I hate that. I hate when we do that with laws. I hate that when we do that with everything. We don't need to be making examples of people or trying to prevent these kinds of things. It's so stupid. Punish the actual bad behavior. Well, if you don't do that, then it's going to get heated and there's going to be fights and there's going to be punches. First of all, I don't even care if there's punches. I really don't. Like, separate them and let them continue playing football. I don't care if they fight. But if that's the concern, fine. Then when somebody throws a punch, that's the thing you punish. Why do you have to step in and protect them from themselves? If they're that stupid, let them do it. And by the way, they still do it all the time. So this whole thing about, well, if somebody stands over you, then somebody's going to be set up to punch. No. It's not really true. They're ready to throw hands in a moment's notice. So it doesn't work, and it's also just stupid. It's stupid to punish people for things that are not actually wrong, that everyone agrees are not actually wrong, but we think it might lead to something being wrong, and so if we stop it, then there will be less of the actual wrong thing. I hate it. I absolutely hate it with a passion. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back with Nate.
Hey, Ryan, it's Nate calling. Man, oh man, oh man. What was the game? Damn, man. Oh, that felt good. That felt good. You know what didn't feel good though? I don't want to be too critical, but Ryan, first game of the year. Week 1 against the Lions, a rivalry. We win in spectacular fashion, and do I see an episode this morning? No. What were you doing? I want to know. I want to know what you were doing. I need an explanation. Are you sick? Is there a vacation? You just got back from vacation, sir. Okay, so let's just let's not let this be a regular thing. All right, I like Packernet after dark, but I like my breakdowns better. All right. But anyway, kidding, obviously. But dude, so many good plays. I don't even have time. I don't have time to go over it, and I'm probably the 20 billionth call coming in. So I'll just say go Pack go, and let's get this Micah Parsons thing up and running to its full extent.
So I didn't actually. I did throw it up on social media. Maybe you saw it. I don't know. You probably heard me as I was doing that episode talking about I would, but it's getting closer to midnight. It's almost midnight. When I actually uploaded it, what I do is I just click tomorrow at 4 a.m. is when I upload it. I figure most people aren't going to work before that. I want it to make sure it's out there at that time for everybody. And when you say tomorrow and it's midnight, it's set for the next day. So I had Arles, Mr. Santos, hit me up and he's like, so no podcast today? And it's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. What the heck happened? Sure enough, it was set for the next day. So, stupid stuff. But thanks to Mr. Santos, you all got your thing eventually, and I didn't have to lose my mind that, like, one of the biggest days of the year for me and for the podcast, the day after the draft and the day after the first Packers win. Huge. Everybody wants to tune in. Everyone's excited. Everyone's having a good time. Plus, this was massive because of the Parsons thing, and we dominated a division rival. I mean, this was as big as it gets. And I wake up to a message saying, so no podcast? Like, oh, what did I do? Why? But we got it there. So if you didn't listen, go do that. It did drop. So go listen.
Yo, Ryan. Monday morning, Packers victory last night or yesterday afternoon, whatever. Go Pack go. I don't know. I get a couple weeks ago, somebody's talking about whether Goody and LaFleur are on the hot seat, and I don't know. I know one victory doesn't fix that problem, but I mean, if they were on the hot seat, one victory doesn't make that go away. But I personally don't think they're on the hot seat, either one of them. Doesn't LaFleur have I just heard, I think Clayton was talking about it. I mean, I know his winning percentage is high, but the highest winning percentage since they've been modern football era. What is the modern football era, first of all? Is that when they started putting air in a ball and started using a gourd or something? I'm not sure. Anyway, so my question is, are the Packers as good as you know what I mean? Against the Lions. So we handily defeated the Lions. Is that a fluke? Are the Packers that good? Or are the Lions really not as good as everybody thinks they are? All right, then. I hope the Packers are that good, and we're going to be able to go up against any supposedly top 5 team in the league and manhandle them. We'll find out some more on Thursday night, won't we, kids? Go Pack, go!
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine that the Packers are going to be able to sustain that level of play throughout the entire year. They're going to have some rough games. We've got a tough opponent coming up this Thursday, just a couple days. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I do feel relatively confident about the way that the team played. I mean, it's just going to come down to, I keep saying it, but consistency. If Jordan can just keep doing that, and everybody can just, LaFleur and the offensive line, and especially the defense, and Halfley, just keep doing that, and everything's fine. We don't have to worry about anything ever. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I can't say definitively that we're going to be the best team in the North or the best team in the NFL, but so far, it's feeling pretty good.
Go, Pack, go. What's up,
Zach?
everybody? Listen, how can you not love this team? How can you not love this team? Now, obviously, week 1, you got the whole season coming up, but how can you not love this damn team? Are you kidding me? Everybody was in top form yesterday. Everybody. Crazy. I'm talking crazy. I mean, everybody was in top form. I mean, we've seen Parsons for, dude got less than 50% of what his normal stats will be, or what his normal snaps will be. And he still had a couple, I think he had 3 pressures and a sack. I feel like he probably had more than that, to be honest with you. Just crazy. Jordan was slinging the hell out of that ball. Yes, he had a couple close picks, and that pick 6 we got saved on. Crazy. It's crazy work, man. It really is. It's crazy. I mean, even Bo Melton, I watched Bo Melton laying the dang wood down on a dude on I believe it was a kickoff. He leveled that guy. I got such a good feeling about this team, man. It's crazy. And we didn't even use we used everybody, but we didn't use anybody to their full potential. And we still walked those kittens yesterday, man. I'm so happy. Just unbelievable. Go Pack, go. I hope everybody has a great day. And let's beat the crap out of the commies on Thursday. See ya. Go Pack, go.
It's going to be a big deal, because, again, you don't know, was that real from the Packers? Are the Lions maybe just frauds or bad, maybe just temporarily or whatever? Maybe it was just a bad performance. But, the benefit of going up against 2 of the better NFC teams, if you can do that again, win and clearly demonstrate that you are the better team, not some kind of fluky thing or whatever. I mean, a win's a win ultimately, but win in a convincing fashion. I mean, they're already. I just saw the. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Kevin Cole, who I mentioned is a big stats guy. We use his stuff a lot. He's got the Packers 3rd on the power ranking list, and that's behind the Ravens and the Bills. So the number 1 NFC team ahead of the Eagles, who they have at 4, Chiefs 5, Lions 6. So, you beat Washington. I don't know that it necessarily bumps you up even further because you still have the Ravens and the Bills, but it kind of confirms that placement. It helps to confirm that, this is a top NFC team and that was not some kind of a fluke. So we'll see. Thursdays are weird, but it's at home. Packers, I think, have an advantage with that. They're going to continue to get better. I'm guessing they're working like madmen trying to figure out better ways to get Parsons involved. I still believe Golden is going to explode. I haven't had a time to sit down and watch his snaps, but I'm going to do that. It's from the few clips that I've seen, it reminds me of the Christian Watson thing where he didn't get a ton of play, but you go back and watch how often the guy got open, and it was like, holy crap. I've seen multiple people post it, and it's not like it's the same play. I think they've all been different plays, and the guy's just open. And Jordan is making other decisions for whatever reason. But again, these are the things that take time. He trusts Tucker. He trusts Dobbs. Those are also probably the earlier reads, which is a Matt LaFleur thing. So Golden is going to have to kind of bide his time, but they're going to go back, to watch the tape on that, and they're going to see a guy just getting open all the time. Plus, they know his track record and all that. They're going to continue to give him more and more opportunities. So I don't know how slowly they're going to bring him along, but as of right now, he continues to be a secret weapon. And that's kind of the cool thing, too. You go into Detroit, and they're probably thinking he's going to be a bigger part of the offense, and the Packers demonstrate, Golden? Yeah, I mean, he's cool, but, I mean, we can still kick the crap out of you with Romeo, and Jaden. So I hope you didn't think that we weren't just going to keep doing that, because we absolutely are. So now you go into it, and I mean, what do you do? Again, who's the guy you take away? At some point, I do think the Golden thing is going to pop, but we didn't just put ourselves into a corner by making Golden the centerpiece, and now Washington knows what to do. I don't think they do know what to do. And on defense, it's not a matter of not knowing what we're going to do. It's a matter of what are you going to do about it? With a little hint of you don't know what we're going to do. But I am going to get the other podcast rocking here, so I'm going to leave you with that. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.